Hi everyone. Today we will see the question paper. Physics paper 2 multiple choice extended 0625/21 May June 2023. First question is, which vector diagram correctly shows the force Z as a resultant force of X and Y? So the resultant force Z is the vector that goes from the tail of X and it ends at the head of Y. So we can analyze this. This is X, this point, this arrow, tail, and this is the head. So this resultant force, it is not starting from the tail. So it is wrong. Here also the resultant force is not starting from the tail. In this case, the resultant force is ending at the tail. So this also it is wrong. So in this case, you can see the resultant force, it is starting from the tail of X and it is ending in the head of Y. So this is the right answer, D. Next, an object falls towards the surface of Earth. The object is falling at its terminal velocity. So which statement is correct? This is a free fall of object. So when an object is falling towards the surface of Earth and it is moving in its terminal velocity, that means gravitational pull of this object will be balanced by the air resistance. So here the right answer is there will be air resistance. Acceleration of the object is that is wrong, negative, it is not negative. There is air resistance and the acceleration of object is 0. For a free fall, acceleration of object is 0. The right answer is B. Next, the graph represents the motion of a vehicle. So speed is given, time is given. This is the graph. What is the distance traveled by the vehicle in 400 seconds? So distance travel means it is area under this graph. So it is a triangle. So area under the graph means that is half into B into H. That can be written as half into 400. Here it is given 400 into the height is 20. So by multiplying, we'll be getting 400, 4,000 meter. 400 into 10. So the right answer is C. On the earth, a spring stretches by 5 centimeter. When a mass of 3 kg is suspended from one end, the gravitational field strength on the moon is 1 by 6 of that of Earth. So which mass on the moon would stretch the spring by same extension? So same 5 centimeter extension is required. The mass is 3 kg. So what mass it will show on the moon? So just we can multiply this 3 into 6. That is 18. So the mass on this moon will be 18. A shopkeeper pours rice into a dish that hangs from a spring balance. He records the reading. A customer buys some pasta. The shopkeeper notices that the reading on the spring balance with just pasta in the dish is same as with just rice in the dish. So which quantity must be same for rice and pasta. So here we are using a spring balance for measuring the weight. So by using spring balance, we can't measure density, temperature, volume and all. So the right answer is D, weight. So weight will be same in the case of rice and pasta if the pointer is wanting the same number. Next, a student determines the density of an irregularly shaped stone. The stone is slowly lowered into a measuring cylinder partly filled with water. Which apparatus does the student need to calculate the density of an irregularly shaped stone? So for finding the density, this will be equal to mass by volume. So here we have calculated volume with the help of this measuring cylinder. Next, we need to calculate mass. So finding a mass, we need a balance. So the right answer is A, balance. A train is traveling horizontally in a straight line. A book is on a table in the train. The diagram shows all the forces acting on the book. So here we can see there is a contact force and weight of the book that is getting cancelled each other. Frictional force is there. How is the train moving? So the frictional force is acting towards the right. So the train is also acting towards the right. And the force on the book, the inertia will be just opposite to the frictional force. And here the right answer is B, accelerating to the right of the diagram. Next, the diagram shows 4 wheels, each of negligible weight and freely pivoted, which beam is not in equilibrium. So when it is in equilibrium, the sum of clockwise moments will be equal to sum of anti-clockwise moments. So here we will calculate the moment for A, that is here it is the pivot. The clockwise moments we can calculate as it is 3 into 2. The perpendicular distance, the distance into the force, that is 3 into 2, that is 6. Here is 1 into 6, that is 6. So it is same. The question is which is not in equilibrium. Here it is 6 into 2, that is 12. Here also 2 into 6, that is 12. So it is same. It is in equilibrium. Here it is 3 into 1, that is 3. 2 into 3, that is 6. So this is not in equilibrium. So C is the right answer. Just to check this also. 4 into 2, that is 8. Here two forces are there. That is 1 into 4, 4 plus 1 into, sorry, it is not 1. Its total centimeter it is 2. So 2 into 2, that is 4. So it is 8. So it is in equilibrium. So the right answer is C, that is not in equilibrium. An object of mass 1.2 kg is moving with a velocity of 2 meters per second. When it is acted on by a force of 4 Newton, the velocity of the object increases to 5 meters per second. in the same direction. For which period of time does the force act on the object? So initially the velocity was 2 meter per second. Finally, the velocity is 5 meter per second. So a force of 4 Newton is acting. So at which time it is getting active? So force F is equal to ma. A can be written as F by m. Force is equal to 4 Newton and mass is 1.2 kilogram. So while doing this, we'll be getting the answer as 3.33 meter per second square. So we need to find the time for that. The change in velocity is equal to acceleration into time. So for finding time, t can be written as change in velocity by acceleration. That is equal to delta v means change in velocity. Finally, it is 5 minus 2 divided by 3.33 meter per second square. 5 minus 2, that is 3 meter per second divided by 3.33 meter per second square. While dividing, we'll be getting the answer as 0.90 seconds. So here the right answer is A, 0.90 seconds. Next, which row about the change of energy in the energy store must be correct? Water pumped up to a high altitude dam, gravitational potential energy of water increases. So gravitational potential energy means that is mgh. So as height increases, it also will increase. So this is the right statement. A is the correct answer. It is not kinetic energy. And in wind turbines, actually, the kinetic energy of moving air, it is transferred to mechanical energy. We are having the right answer as A. A woman of mass 50 kg has 81 joules of kinetic energy. What is her speed? So kinetic energy, the equation for kinetic energy is half mv square. So v square can be written as 2 times kinetic energy by mass. So v is equal to square root of 2 times kinetic energy by mass. So we can write it as 2 into kinetic energy is 81 joules divided by 50 kg. That is the mass of matter. So while calculating this, 2 into 81 by 50, we'll be getting the answer as 3.24 meter square plus meter square second square. So while taking the square root, the answer will be 1.8 meter per second. So the right answer is C, 1.8 meter per second. So next, a child runs up a set of stairs 4 times. The time taken for each run is recorded. Which time is measured when the child's useful power is greatest? So the useful power in this case is the rate at which the child does the work in least amount of time. So which is the least amount of time? That will be the useful power. So here the least amount of time is 10 seconds. So the answer is 10 seconds. Next, a dam holds water in a reservoir. The height of the water is 15 meter. The density of water is 1000 kg per meter square, meter cube. What is the pressure due to the water at the bottom of the dam? So pressure is equal to density into gravitational acceleration into height. So here density of water is 1000 kilogram per meter cube. Gravitational acceleration is 9.8 meter per second square and height is given as 15 meter. So just multiplying, we'll be getting the answer as 1,47,150 Pascal. So this is almost similar to 1,50,000 Pascal. The right answer is D. Next, a student uses a microscope to observe pollen moving on the surface of water. Which statement describes the reason for this movement? So these microscopic pollen particles are moved by the water molecules. This motion can be called as Brownian motion. So the right answer is C. The water molecules are responsible for the movement of microscopic pollen particles. Microscopic pollen particles are moved by water molecules. Which statement about evaporation of water are correct? Evaporation causes the remaining liquid to cool. This statement is right. During evaporation, the more energetic particles escape from the surface of the liquid. This is also right. Evaporation only happens at 100 degrees Celsius. This is the wrong statement. It not only happens at 100 degrees Celsius. So the right answer is 1 and 2. Option B. Some hot water is sealed inside a metal can. The can is in vacuum in outer space. The hot water slowly cools down. How does the thermal energy escape to space? So the thermal energy can escape through the process of conduction, convection, and radiation. Suppose the energy is escaping through contact or through solid particles, it is conduction. Through liquid means it is convection. Through air or vacuum means it is radiation. So here the water is kept inside a metal can. So first it is escaped through the metal can, that is a solid particle. So it is conduction, then through vacuum, then radiation. So the right answer is B, by conduction, then radiation. Next, the diagram shows the graph of displacement against time for 4 waves. All the graphs are drawn to the same scale. Which wave has the largest amplitude and highest frequency? So amplitude means from the zero crossing point to the maximum displacement. So for A, we can see it is 2 divisions. In the case of B, it is 2 divisions. C is just 1 division. D is 1 division. So we can assume that both A and B is having largest amplitude. Next, we will find which is having highest frequency. Here time is given So one time period means the full cycle, that is from here to this end. So here it comprises of two divisions. In this case, full cycle means from this 0 point to this point, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 divisions. So time period is more here, time period is less here. We know the relation between time and frequency. That is, time is directly related to 1 by frequency. That means as time increases, frequency decreases. As time decreases, frequency increases. So we can see here, in this case, the time is less, so frequency is more. So option A is the right answer. Here amplitude is more and frequency is less. Next, the diagram shows a ray of light entering a glass block. So we can see here, which calculation gives the refractive index. So refractive index can be written as sine of incident angle by sine of refractive angle. So incident angle means this is your incident angle. With respect to normal, what is the angle? Here it is given 50 degree, that is not the incident angle. We can find the incident angle. This is totally 90 degree. So this 90 minus 50 will give the incident angle, that is 40 degree. So here 40 degree is your incident angle. And refracted angle with respect to this normal, it is 25 degrees. So we can write it as sine 40 by sine 25. So the right answer is A, sine 40 by sine 25. Next, an object O is placed at a point P near to a thin converging lens. We can see an object here. The diagram shows 3 rays from the top of the O passing through the lens. Each point F is 1 focal length from the center of lens. Each point 2F is 2 focal length from the center of lens. So we are moving this object O to the point Q. So the object is moved to point Q. Which type of image is produced when object O is at point Q? So when you are moving an object between F and 2F, the image will be inverted and enlarged. So here the right answer is B, inverted and enlarged. Which diagram shows the dispersion of white light by a glass prism? So when the white light is getting dispersed in a glass prism, it will split into Vibgyor. And this violet will be most deviated and red will be least deviated. So this is wrong. Here it is not getting refracted inside the glass prism. This is actually right. That is, it is getting refracted and red is having least deviation, violet is having most deviation. Here the deviation shown, it is not correct. Here the violet is not getting deviated. So these two are wrong. B is the right answer. Next, visible light has wavelength in the range 4 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter to 7 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter. What is the range of frequencies of visible light? So, frequency can be written as C by lambda. C is the speed of light, lambda is the wavelength. So, F1 lambda 1 can be written as, if I'm taking this wavelength 4 into 10 raised to minus 7, F1 can be written as C is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second by lambda 1 is 4 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter. So 3 by 4, that is 0.75 into 10 raised to 8. This will go on the top, means plus 7. So meter will get cancelled. 1 by second, that is hertz. So 0.75 into 10 raised to 15 hertz. This can be written as 7.5 into 10 raised to 14 hertz. So in this choice, they got 7.5 into 10 raised to 14 hertz. So D will be the right answer. You will find F2 also. So F2 is equal to C by lambda 2. That is equal to C is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second by lambda 2 is 7 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter per second. Sorry, meter. So 3 by 7 is 0.43 into 10 raised to 15 hertz. It can be written as 4.3 into 10 raised to 14 hertz. So here it is 4.3 into 10 raised to 14. And the right answer is D. Next, student X fires a starting pistol which produces smoke and sound. Student Y is standing 100 meters away and sees the smoke the instant it is produced. The speed of the sound in air is 340 meters per second. What is the time delay between student Y seeing the smoke and hearing the sound? So, speed is equal to distance by time. So, time can be written as distance by speed. So, the distance here it is given as 100 meters and the speed it is 340 meters per second. So 100 by 340, that is 0.29 seconds will go on the top. 0.29 seconds. So the right answer is A. Next, an unmagnetized piece of soft iron is placed close to a strong permanent magnet as shown. What is the induced polarity at end X of the soft iron? In which direction does the magnetic force on the soft iron act? So always unlike poles attract each other. Here it is north, means this will be south and it will be attracted towards this north. So the right answer is south towards the left. So C is the right. A plastic rod is wrapped with a cloth. The rod and the cloth both become charged as electrons move from them. The rod has become now negatively charged. Which diagram shows how the rod has become negatively charged and shows the final charge on the cloth? So as the rod has become negatively charged, the charge remaining in the cloth will be positive. And the electrons from this cloth has moved towards this plastic rod. So here we can see B is the right answer. Electron movement is from this cloth to rod. Rod is negatively charged and final charge on the cloth will be positive. A wire has a uniform circular cross section. Which statement is correct? So they're telling about the resistance of the wire. Resistance of the wire, how it is related. So resistance of the wire R is equal to rho L by A. That means it is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area of cross section. So which statement is correct means the resistance of the wire is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area of cross section. C is the right answer. The diagram shows the current voltage graph for a metal wire. So we can see it here. What can be deduced from the graph? It represents Ohm's law. That is, it is a linear device. So linear device means the resistance is constant. V is equal to IR. That means V is directly proportional to current. As V increases, current also will increase and R remains constant. So here the right answer is as voltage increases, the resistance of the wire remains constant. Next, a battery is connected to a circuit. It is switched on for 1 minute. During that time, there is a current of 0.4 amps in the circuit. And the battery supplies a total of 48 joules of energy. Which rod gives the charge that passes the electromotive force of the battery? So for finding the charge Q, that is equal to IT. So current is given as 0.40 amps. And time is given as 1 minute. 1 minute means it is 60 seconds. So 0.4 into 60, that is 24 coulombs. So 24 coulombs, it is the charge. Next, we need to find the voltage or EMF. So E is equal to QV and V can be written as E by Q. So the energy is given as 48 joules and Q, that is charge already we have found, that is 24 coulombs. So 48 by 24, that is 2 volt. So here the right answer is C. 24 is the charge and 2 volt is the EMF induced. The circuit diagram shows two identical lamps connected in parallel to the cell. So we can see here two lamps. Three ammeters X, Y, and Z are also connected in the circuit. Which statement about the current in X is correct? So we can see here the current, it is getting splitted like this. So this current will be the sum of the current through Y and Z. So the right answer is C. It is equal to the sum of current in Y and the current in Z. It is getting splitted like this. So the total current is the sum of current through this path and current through this path. A student connects the circuit diagram as shown. Which switches must be closed for the bell to ring without lighting the lamp? So the lamp should not glow, only the bell should ring. So for completing the path, we need to close switch 1 and switch 3. So 1 and 3 only. So the right answer is B. If you are closing 4, the circuit will be getting short. If you are closing 2, the lamp will be glowing. Next, the diagram shows an AC generator. So we can see an AC generator here. The coil is connected to Y plate and one end is being connected to X plate. The graph shows the potential difference PD between X and Y plotted against time. A positive value of potential difference indicates X is more positive than Y. So diagram is there. Which diagram shows the position of coil at point P on the graph? So this is positive, that is X is more positive, the point will be this one, and Y is more positive means the point will be P. So here for both positive and negative maximum, the voltage across the coil, positive maximum voltage, the coil should be either parallel or anti-parallel position. So here it is in parallel means it is in positive and anti-parallel means it will be negative. So it remains almost the same. So the right choice here it is C. An electron moves into a uniform magnetic field. The arrow shows the initial direction of motion of the electron. The direction of magnetic field is in the plane of the page. So electron force is in this direction. Direction of this force is into this page. And in which direction does the force act on the electron when it enters the magnetic field? So when it is entering the magnetic field, that force will be in perpendicular with these two forces. That is using right hand palm rule. The force on the electron will be acting perpendicular to both the direction of electron velocity and direction of the magnetic field. So it will be pointing towards the bottom of the page. The right answer is C. Which statement about the transformer is correct? There is an alternating current in the iron core from the primary coil to secondary coil. In a transformer, primary coil will be there, secondary coil will be there. So voltage in this primary will be getting transferred to secondary. That is happening inside this. So this coil is transferring the energy. So there is nothing to do with this iron core. An alternating current in the primary coil is induced as a direct current in the secondary. That's also wrong. The input of a transformer is AC, alternating current. Output of transformer also it is alternating current, AC. And alternating current in the primary coil induces an alternating voltage across the secondary coil. That is the right answer, D. How are positive and negative ions formed from atoms? So in an atom, positive, negative will be there. So suppose you are removing an electron from the atom, a positive ion will be formed. And suppose you're adding an electron to an atom, already positive, negative is there, that you are adding one more electron, it will be negative ion. So here the right answer is C. Remove an electron. Suppose you are removing an electron from the atom, positive ion is being formed. If you are adding an electron to the atom, negative ion is being formed. A nucleus of an element X is represented by physics 26X. So this downside, it represents the atomic number. There is proton number. And top, it is mass number, which is the isotope of element X. So for an isotope, this atomic number will remain same and mass number will be different. So B is the right answer. Atomic number, that is 26, and mass number has been changed to 54. A radioactive source is placed near a detector connected to a counter. 210 counts are recorded by the counter in 3 minutes. So in 1 minute, what is the count? That is 210 by 3. That is 70 count per minute CPM. The background count rate is 20 count per minute. What is the corrected count rate for the radioactive source? So background count rate is 20. So corrected count rate means that will be equal to total count rate per minute, that is 70 minus 20. That will be 50 CPM. So the right answer is A. The background count rate measured by a radiation counter is 40 counts per minute. With the counter close to radioactive source, the counter reading is 960 CPM. The half-life of the source is 20 minutes. What is the counter reading? 1 hour later. So here, in 1 hour, what is the number of half-lives? So number of half-lives in 1 hour. 1 hour means it is 60 minutes. So one half-life is 20 minutes. So in 60 minutes means 60 by 20, that is 3. So total 3 half-lives will be there in 1 hour. So initial activity, that is initially the counter reading was 960 CPM. And background count rate is 40. So actual reading I am taking, that is 960 minus 40. That will be equal to 920 CPM. So this is the initial count, initial activity. So activity after 3 half-lives. So after 1 hour means after 3 half-life. That can be written as initial activity by 2 raised to 3. So total 3 half-lives are there. So 2 raised to 3 we are taking. So initially it is 920. 2 raised to 3, it is 8. So 920 by 8, that is 115 CPM. So after 1 hour, the counter reading will be 115 CPM. And we have to calculate the reading that is shown in the counter. So reading shown in the counter means (115 CPM), and here it is background count rate is 40. So we need to add that also, 40 CPM. So we'll be getting a total of 155 CPM. This is the reading shown in counter. So the right answer is C, 155 CPM. Which planet in our solar system is nearest to Sun, and what is the nature of the planet? So nearest to Sun means it is Mercury. It is a rocky planet. So next to Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. These 4 planets are rocky planets. A space station orbits the Earth at a distance of 7,000 kilometers from the Earth's center. It makes 15 orbits in every 24-hour period. What is the speed of the space station in its orbits? So speed is equal to distance by time. So in a complete orbit, that means we need to find the circumference. The radius is given as 7,000 kilometers, and we can find the circumference as 2 pi r. That is 2 into pi into 7,000 kilometers. So that will be 43982.3 kilometers. So for finding the distance, total 15 orbits are there. So here speed equal distance by time, that is 15 into circumference, that is 43982.3 kilometers by time. Time is 24 hours. So calculate this one. We'll be getting the answer as 2748.9 kilometers per hour. So here the right answer is D, approximately to 27,000 kilometers per hour. Which nuclear reaction powers a stable star? So in the core of a stable star like Sun, the hydrogen atom that combine through nuclear fusion to form helium atom. So here the right answer is fission process is not happening, nuclear fusion is happening, and a helium is being produced. D is the right answer. Nuclear fusion of hydrogen nuclei producing helium. Next, which stages in the life cycle of a star are listed in the order that they occur? So the right answer is D, that is stable star, like our sun. So it fuses hydrogen with helium in its core. So as the stable star exhausts its hydrogen fuel, it expands as a red giant. Eventually, the red giant sheds its outer layers and the core contracts to become white dwarf. This is the correct sequence. Thank you all. We'll see you in the next video.